Hi everyone, it's Monica and welcome back to Tailor Made Cards for You. Well, today we're going to be doing something kind of fun. Typically in the month of July, I like to do a Christmas in July, but I thought this year instead of doing a Christmas in July hop, I would do a Holidays in July hop. So I've gathered a few friends and we're going to be creating some projects for you for several of the fall holidays. Now, as you can see, I'm working on some Christmas cards. So my theme for this video is going to be Christmas in July. But you're going to be seeing some videos during this video hop that are going to have Halloween. You're going to see 4th of July and maybe even some Thanksgiving. I haven't seen all the videos, but we're focusing on holidays in July to give you some ideas and a jump start on some of your holiday card making. Now, for this hop, I'm going to be making some layered cards. And of course, I wanted to introduce to you a new kit. I've been working on a kit called The Most Wonderful Time of the Year, but I haven't quite finished it. So I thought I would put together a mini card kit so that way I will give you a chance to win this mini card kit during my hop and give you some fun retro images to create some Christmas cards. Now, you know I love vintage, right? But retro is just so fun. It's so whimsical. And they have some great colors that pop, and they're perfect for Christmas. So that's how I had the idea to create sort of a shopping retro theme for this kit. And like I said, I'm calling it The Most Wonderful Time of the Year. Now, I wanted to give you a sneak peek of the actual kit that I'm working on. And it is more of a pastel color theme. And here are a couple of the images that are going to be in that kit that's going to come out later this year. As you can see, it has some great pinks and some retro images. That is a candy shop in the background. And I have some really fun images that I'm going to be putting together in a kit for you. But it's not quite done. So I decided to go ahead and put together a mini retro kit, just focusing on the color red and really the theme being shopping. So that's what we're going to create today. We're going to create a couple of layered cards using some of these retro images using my latest kit called The Most Wonderful Time of the Year. So let's go ahead and get everything cut up and I will be right back and we will get started. Okay, so before I actually cut up these printables, let me go ahead and share with you some of the images that are in the kit. Now, in the kit, the color theme is red, so you're going to see a lot of red and white going on here. And you're going to get these 4 wonderful shoppers in the kit. And, of course, they're PNG, so you can size them down any size that you want. But I put them on a 8.5 by 11 sheet, perfectly sized for cards. So if you want to just print it out, you're good to go. And then also in the kit, you're going to get 2 designer sheets. Again, red and white theme, but they go really well with these images. One of them has a very fun background with shoppers, and then the other one is just the red and white striped. And then you're going to get another sheet that has a vintage receipt from a shopping center. And then you're going to get some ephemera as well. Now, this ephemera here that I'm sharing with you, the Christmas words in the red ephemera pieces are from, some of them are from this kit and some of them are from another kit. But I wanted to gather some red and white images to put together my card. So I'll make sure that I link both kits below in the description box. So that way, if you do want to pick up some of these other great ephemera pieces, which are part of another kit, you can do that as well. So that's just kind of a sneak peek. So let's go ahead and put our card together. All right, so for the background paper, I ended up cutting it using one of my stitch rectangular dies just to get a really nice edging for my paper. And then I cut out all of my ephemera pieces. Now these price tags here are also part of the kit. I didn't share them with you before I cut them up, but they are also part of the kit. And they're great red, vibrant colors with some vintage price tags. And then also these mailing labels, of course, are part of the kit as well. So I cut up all the pieces that are part of the kit, and then again some extra ones like I indicated to go ahead and put together some layered cards. Now, the way that I approach layered cards is I like to go ahead and put the background together first. And then I also like to have all my ephemera pieces cut out aside because I never know exactly how I'm going to layer my background. So the first thing we want to do is cut out your card that's going to be your main background, and that's the red card. And I cut that out at 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. And then that's going to be the base that I'm going to layer on top of. And then for my receipt, I'm going to go ahead and layer that onto some black cardstock, and then I'm going to trim it up just so that the receipt will pop on the background. And I just think it looked better. You don't necessarily have to do this, but as you can see, if I didn't layer it on some black cardstock, then I just think the dimensions would have been off a little bit. So I wanted to go ahead and get a couple of layers going on here. Now, one thing that I like to do when I cut out ephemera pieces is I like to edge it with some of my either vintage photo or walnut stain. And that's because when you cut out your paper, you're going to see a white edge sometimes. It's not necessary, but I just think it really finishes off your pieces. And then if you want to go a step further, you can kind of grunge up your ephemera pieces as well. I really like adding some of this distress ink to my images, because when I use my collage medium, which we will be doing at the end, it really does help create more of a vintage look. So I'll share that with you when we get to that part of the video. So once I've got my ephemera pieces ready to go, I'm just going to start playing with them a little bit and trying to figure out exactly how I want to layer it. Now, the number one rule in card layering is there's no rules. Okay, there's no right, there's no wrong. You just get out as many different collage pieces or ephemera pieces, and you just start rearranging them. And I don't really know how to explain how it's finished, but when you get the look that you like, you're going to know you're ready to go. So don't start gluing anything until you've actually layered it all out and you've seen what the finished piece is going to look like. And then once you're comfortable with the actual layout, then you can start gluing your pieces. So as you can see, I went ahead and I layered my price tag first. And then I'm just pulling out some smaller pieces of ephemera. A lot of times I like to use tickets to tuck under ephemera pieces, but you don't always see the part that's tucked, so don't waste your full ticket. Cut it in half so that way you can use it on 2 cards. And as you can see, I'm going to go ahead and add this to the back of that will call tag just to give it a little bit more interest. Now, don't use a lot of glue, because you're going to see here in a minute when I go to layer my little character, I need to move it down just a bit. So don't be too generous with your glue. You want to be able to still have a little bit of movement, and that means you may have to be working a little bit quickly. So make sure, you have your layout kind of in your mind when you go to put it down. Sometimes I'll even take a photo of the layout that I've put together, so that way I can have an image to reference when I'm going back to layer my pieces. Okay, so now that I have my pieces glued down, I'm going to go ahead and add my December 25th. And this little piece here is also part of the kit. I just wanted to make sure you had a label with a date on it. So I did create this little label that says December 25th. And then in the kit as well, you're going to get a red 25. So there's lots of different options for your layering. But I really think this December 25th fits perfect in that will call label. Okay, so as you can see, once I have everything glued down, my little ticket isn't quite showing. So I'm going to go ahead and just adjust it over to the left just a bit. And this is why I said you don't want to be too generous with your glue, because if you overcommit, then you won't be able to adjust any of your pieces. And now it's perfect. It shows just enough in the background, so that way I can layer my little character now. Now, the glue that I'm using is the Beacon 301, and you've seen me use this in some of my prior videos as well. It's a great glue, and it goes a long way. So this is something that I recommend for layering as well. Now, I know some of you like to use collage medium, and I do as well. But a lot of times I find that the collage medium makes my cards too stiff. So a lot of times I'll just use my collage medium at the very end to seal the top of my card, but that's completely up to you. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started on the second card. Now, the base of the second card is exactly the same as the first card. I have the red for my base, and then I've layered the Epstein's Shopping Center receipt on some black cardstock. And then again, I'm just going to go in with some more of my ephemera pieces. Now, one thing that is always a go-to for me is when I can't figure out what layering I want to have, is I just kind of get two pieces of my ephemera, and I create what I want to call like is a fan. And that's where I just take the two pieces and I just kind of fan them out, one going towards the right, one going towards the left. And that's a really easy background for layering. So if you just cannot come up with some sort of layering pattern, that's always a sure one that will work every single time. So I'm using my price tag, the $2.79 price tag, and then I'm using the little advertisement for the bicycle, and then I'm coming in with the number 25 at the bottom. Now, when you're layering, don't get too hung up on the images that you're covering. Remember, this is a background that you're creating, so you are going to cover some of these images. But that's the idea of it, right? You want just part of it to show. You don't necessarily want it to be a focal point. So don't get too hung up on that. And then again, I'm just coming in with my 3-in-1 beacon glue, and I'm adding my two pieces of ephemera. And then once I have them laid down, I'll just do a little bit of adjusting just to make sure that I like the way that it's fanned out and that it looks appealing to the eye. And then once I'm happy with the layout, then I'm coming in with my number 25. Now, I was a little bit strategic with that 25 because I did want some of that number to show. While I said just a few breaths ago, don't worry about the background, there are some pieces of ephemera that you want to show. And that 25 was one of them. I didn't necessarily mind covering part of it, but I did want to make sure that when you looked at the card, you knew that that was that number 25. And of course, that's for December 25th, which is Christmas Day. And then I went ahead and added some more beacon glue, and I'm adding my little shopper. So as you can see, these layered cards are very easy to put together. And it's one of my favorite techniques when I am creating cards, is just to layer ephemera, because you can just get out your beautiful ephemera, which is what I love, and you can just play with it. So I really get a lot of joy putting together layered cards. And then, as I said, if you want to, as a final touch, you can take some of your distressed collage medium and you can just give a nice layer over the top. This helps to seal it, and it also helps, like I said, if you add some sort of a distress ink, it helps to kind of smudge it up and make it a little bit more vintage. The one that I'm working on right now, I didn't have a lot of the distress ink, but you're going to see when I go to the card on the left, when I add this collage medium, it really makes that price tag look very vintagey, which is what I love. Now, one tip here. So when you're using this little brush that I'm using, it's great to be able to complete your surface, but you're going to find you're going to get brush marks, and I don't particularly like that. So what I do after I add my collage medium to the layering, I come back in with my finger and I just smooth it out so that way I don't have any brush marks. So if you like the brush marks, you're going to be good to go. But if you don't necessarily like to have those streaks, you can go ahead and just use your finger to smooth it out. Okay, so while I finish up these cards, let me go ahead and talk to you a little bit about the video hop. Like I said, this is a Holidays in July video hop, and we have several crafters that are going to be participating, creating some projects for you. You're going to be seeing projects for all of the holidays, more towards the fall holidays, not necessarily Valentine's Day, but you're going to see some of the fall holiday projects. Christmas, you're going to see 4th of July, you're going to see Halloween, of course, which is another favorite of mine, and then, of course, Christmas. So you're going to get a lot of ideas for some of your holiday crafting. Now, I'm going to be doing a giveaway, and some of the other channels may be doing giveaways as well, but that's going to be up to each channel. So make sure that you do hop along on the video hop and pay attention, because there may be some giveaways. Now, for my giveaway, I'm going to be giving away this new kit called The Most Wonderful Time of the Year. So I'm going to be giving this away to one lucky commenter. So all you got to do is comment on my video and let me know what you think about the new kit. So the video hop is going to run for 7 days, and then after the 7th day, I'll go ahead and I'll do a drawing, and then I will post the winner on my YouTube channel as well. So check back in about 10 days, and hopefully I'll have the winner post up. And then also don't forget to check out the shop, because I have some really great other retro items that would work well with this kit. A lot of my kits at this point, I've created so many kits, they mix and match really well. So if you want to check out some of the other items, you can definitely find those over in the shop. Now, once you go over to tailormadecardsforyou.com, be sure to subscribe as a member, because as a member, you're going to get exclusive sale options that I send out every month. And this is just to the people that are members of my community. So I like to give you guys first choice on some of the items that are coming out. I like to send you out coupons, and then I also like to do freebies. So if you do like working with vintage images and printables, be sure to subscribe so that way you can always be informed as to what's going on in the shop. All right, everybody. Thanks so much for stopping by. And don't forget to check out the links below for the next person in the video hop so you can hop through. And I hope you have fun checking out some of these really fun videos for our holiday in July.